Hi everyone, I'm George, and welcome back to the Anime Grove. Today it's time for Neon Genesis Evangelion finale time. Go! Yeah, it's been a really long time since we started this show, and I'm really sorry for this last week when we had such a sudden stop. But as I mentioned in my previous video, in Ruby video from last week, I was in contact with a friend that next day tested positive for the virus, so I had to keep a 10 days lockdown. Now, I've got to admit, I'm usually really lazy, and I've spent the last 10 days laying on a couch. I haven't done absolutely anything. I was literally the whole time in the couch. So I was able to record, for example, a couple episodes of Ruby because they're shorter, but I really couldn't muster the strength to watch the ending of Evangelion because it's such an important episode, well, couple of episodes, and I really couldn't muster the strength to record for an entire hour, so which is what I usually do with Evangelion. So that's why the stop. But now here we are and we're ready to finish it. Are you ready, guys? Last time we saw the fifth children and we unluckily had to destroy him because he was an angel still and he was about to destroy our entire civilization. We now I don't really know what's going to happen. I think Gendo's plan is coming to fruition, and I think we're about to get the third impact. If I'm not wrong, I think that's Gendo's plan. On the other hand, I think I've discovered kind of that Sere might be the angels that have been coming, not them, but maybe representations of them, because they are in possession, sorry, or they created, I don't know, but they said Ceres Dead Sea Scrolls, so it looks like it's theirs. But those appear to be some apparent scrolls that can predict when and where the angels will attack, or similar to that. And there seems to be a similar amount of plates in Sere. I don't know, because even though we've seen human projections, we haven't actually seen any of their bodies. But they seem to communicate with people face to face using stone plates. So I guess that they might actually be the angels that have been coming. Their numbers are, I think, the same or kind of the same. So who knows? Especially because they were talking to the fifth children, and he ended up being an angel that tried to destroy Nerf. They sent him, so I wonder whose side is Sere on. But I think that's enough rambling, especially because this is going to be a long episode, and there's going to be so much to talk about that I think it's enough as of right now. This isn't a market substitute as every time, so grab your legal copy and watch it along with me. Don't use the footage that I provide as substitute for the market release, just use it as support for my commentary. And if you enjoy my content, remember to join the Keepers of the Grove by helping me, by liking the video, subscribing, commenting down below. That helps me so much, and if you really enjoy it, share it with your friends. Now, without any further ado, let's just get into it. Neon Genesis Evangelion episodes 25 and 26 reaction, go! Raison d'être. Raison d'être is like reason to be in French. Okay, yeah, that's what it says. I just had to stop it. Raison d'être? One's reason for being. I'm sorry for butchering the French. The reason is okay to be here. The case of Shinji Ikari. The final angel is gone. Oh shit! I didn't expect to see the head drop. That was so much. So he didn't mean to do it? I think he meant to do it. But is he like punishing himself, or Okay, so he's questioning himself, not like the Eva did it itself. Oh, and I remember angels are the descendants of Cain, and as humans are the descendants of Lilith. That's true, dog. You did what you had to do. Don't you blame yourself. That was the only thing you could do. What else could you have done? Sometimes you can only choose between two evils. You don't get to have a happy ending sometimes. And that's survivor's guilt now. That sucks. How can Shinji keep on getting scared time after time? And how can he still come back? But I think I've realized now that he's getting more and more conversations with himself. Not himself, because this doesn't seem to be like a monologue, him talking to himself, but it looks like a conversation, a dialogue, or at least someone or something just throwing blame at him and him trying to process it and shield himself. So, and that's been happening more and more frequently the later the episode was. So I wonder if this is caused by all the stress that he's been submitted to in the Eva, that has maybe generated a split personality. I doubt that can happen like that, but given this is science fiction, or maybe the contact with the angels or with the fifth children has maybe affected his psyche. I have no idea. Or is there something inside him? Is that what he fears? Sorry. Yeah, what he's afraid of. He wants to be accepted by everyone, and especially his father. He wants to be acknowledged. I think he doesn't quite do it to help everyone. He wants to help everyone, but I think subconsciously he wants to be recognized and accepted by via his merits and success, and being the only one who can pilot Model 1. Our second character. Okay, the second character in this case, I had already forgotten this was like a case study. The case of Asuka Langley Soryu. Wait, when did this happen? Or is this in her mind? Is this even happening in reality? No, sis. This codependence the pilots have with Nerf is so toxic. The fact that all of them just value and price themselves as useful, just by how useful they are to Nerf. That really sucks, and that really gives me a perspective on Nerf's abuse on them that really makes me wonder. I know it's in order to save the world, but is that the way to do it? But they say she's just empty, that her soul was created by Gendo. And I don't know if that's not true, but what I had thought was that he had at least tried to clone Yui. I think Yui was Shinji's mother's name. Into her, but I actually have no idea. Give me 1 second because I see how maybe I'm just tripping, but it's interesting that for each one of them, we're getting the motivations they get to fight, and all of them are based on everyone else. But Shinji is based on what he wants their appreciation by. Give me 1 second to get it straight on my head. So, so I'm sorry, this is not where I stopped it before, but I went back because I wanted to make sure I remembered everything. What I mean is, for each one of them, the value they have is always weighed by their relationship to the others. But while Asuka feels like she's absolutely useless unless she can be useful for others, Shinji feels like he's absolutely useless unless others feel like they can count on him, and Rei, on the other hand, feels like she's no one unless she's actually interacting with people. That her existence is those interactions, and that's what defines her as a person and as an individual instead of a clone or an object created by Gendo. But it's interesting to see what fuels each one of them and what they consider being worth and being valid. You know what I mean? It's really hard to me to put into words, but I think I made an okay job with that, so let's just get into it again. I hope I made myself clear. See, that's what I mean. I think Rei considers that she's herself because of those connections, and that's what makes her. Shinji feels like he's himself because he can be useful for others and others can rely on him, so he's not alone. And Asuka just wants to be useful because she feels like if she's not useful, she's worthless, absolutely worthless, and everyone will leave her, just like her mother did. Not because of that, just she was mentally ill, I think, and was driven crazy by everyone around her. And I love that they're giving us all three of them at the same time because it makes me appreciate them all together. Are those Rorschach's tests? I think so, but colored? I never saw them colored. I thought they would always be black and white. Or am I tripping and that's just art? Now that Gendo's end is being fulfilled, will he drop her like a doll in the street and ignore her, or will he continue to appreciate her? Because he only seems to appreciate her. See? So I was tripping, and I thought I was tripping, and that I made up that it was a weird title, but I think episode 22 or 23 had a small apostrophe up here. I don't know the name right now. So, like 22 prime or 23 prime. I don't know how to call them, but I mean, they didn't seem the same numeric series as the rest of the episodes. But I don't know if that's just, I don't know, why do they have to do that? Am I missing something? I'm sure I'm missing something, but I don't know what. Like those ones with the apostrophe are, are like in from a different timeline. Do you know what I mean? So they're not actually from our timeline, the 1 through 25, but from the 1 through 26, but they are from 1 through 26 prime. Though what happens in those episodes, I know that can't be the case, but that's the only thing I can come up with. Return everything to nothingness. Wait, what the fuck did he do? Did he kill her? Looks like she was shot in the back. What the fuck? What happened? What the fuck? Gendo? What kind of cult is this? So, if everyone's hearts are joined, they can't feel lonely because they can make up for all the other people's lacks of certain supports and stuff. You know what I mean? So they plan on merging everyone's soul, so everyone can be complete and whole and can't and are not feeling that despair that they all feel. This is so conceptual. And how is this happening? How are they fusing their hearts? Oh, that's a broken picture. She's broken from that. From when they split up, the picture split up, and um, not that they split up because I don't think they split up. I think her father died during the first impact. So no, the second impact. Sorry. So I wonder, is it when he died the picture got like ripped because she was torn, but now she's like kind of fixed. But as you can see, she's not completely fixed. For example, you can see tape and you can see her mouth here. I'm sorry, every time I try to point at it, it starts opening the menu. So can you see her mouth isn't even completely on the same level? She was never the same after that break. She keeps on being broken. Is that why you're always with? Yeah, with Kaji. Really? So she really enjoyed him. Not like. Sh- what happened? What was that? Censorship for a second? Why does everyone in this show feel like they're like that? I get it. It's like that's what that's why they are there, I think, because they all have missing parts of their heart and they need to feel it with everyone else's hearts. But is that why? Because I feel like everyone here is completely broken. She just wants to smother the pain with small hedonism. I completely get it now. She feels completely overrun by everything in this world. She doesn't feel like she belongs here. She feels broken from the beginning, from what happened to her parents, from what happened to her, from the second impact, from everything, and she feels broken. She wants she can't bear reality, so she tries to hide herself in those small breathing holes where she can let herself into those pleasures as they say. She can drink, she can do drugs, she can go into gaji, whatever it is that makes her forget reality and just live in that small moment of bliss. I completely get that. So I see. I get it now. I think it's not that they're meeting somewhere or their hearts are meeting somewhere. I think it's the Asuka that lives in Shinji's heart. I mean, Shinji's perception of Asuka talking to. Um, I think this is all inside Shinji, so it would be Asuka's Shinji's idea of Asuka talking to Shinji, but it could also be happening in both places at the same time, and also that Shinji be the idea of Shinji that Asuka has inside her heart. But that's really interesting. So it's the perceptions of each other that are now talking. But that voice, I think it's familiar. I don't think it's her, but the voice of Asuka's adoptive mother reminds me of Ritsuko's voice. Poor thing, man. This breaks my heart, honestly. Children crying are too much for me. It's just that every time she's been valued by someone, I mean, all of her relationships are based on what others think of her and how everyone feels like they can manipulate her and do whatever they feel like with her. She's like a doll, so she feels like once she's of no use to anyone, she's as good as dead. That's what I gathered. So she has like a doll complex. So it's, I was going to say the people that live inside Shinji's heart, but is it reality? No, no, it's not. It's still inside Shinji's heart. What's even happening? I don't really know what to gather from this. Shinji can't stop feeling. I'm sorry I'm stopping it so much, but I feel like if I continue talking over it, I won't be able to grasp everything that they say, so I don't want to talk over it. But it's like Shinji's living in such a constant pain and so much suffering, and he just wants to everything to stop. Not for everyone else, he just wants what they said to return to nothingness, to just let it all end. It's not like he wants to die himself, he just wants to cease existing. A place where you're not to cease existing, but a place for yourself where you can just work on yourself forever. I really get that because I have been through similar thoughts. I'm not saying that I feel like this now or that anything is the same, but I get that feeling to just want to be back into nothingness and just not be. So I can really feel for Shinji right now. To live in a small bubble where you can just work on yourself and ignore the reality around you. Shit, guys. Such a field episode. I don't know how to say it. I don't know how to put it into words. There's been so much said in this episode, but it's been such a mental breakdown. This is so conceptual, and I'm afraid that I might be missing so much stuff or maybe misinterpreting things, but this is how I feel it and how I can interpret it. So if there's anything I'm missing completely or anything that you feel like I should know, now that I know I'm still one episode to go, but when I upload this, it's the finale. So Let me know if there's anything you feel like I should know. But without any further delay, let's just get into the last episode, episode 26. Go! And I'm missing the opening. Neon Genesis Evangelion episode 26 reaction. Go! Finale time. Just wanted to say that I'm skipping the opening because this opening itself is a classic. I've seen it a million times. I love the song. I never paid attention to the visuals, so I wouldn't get spoiled because, as you might already know, I hate spoilers, and that's why I don't really watch openings until I finished the show. So I haven't paid that much attention to the visuals, but the song I know so much. So don't worry, I know the song and I'll check the opening. It's just I don't feel like it's worth reacting to it because I know it already. So this is next year. Or did we go through Christmas, through New Year's Eve a couple episodes ago and I missed it because it's now 2016, not 2015? So we're going to focus on him. Does this mean that we're not going to get the other instrumentalities? That I'm not still entirely sure what they are, but I feel like they are this, what's happening to Shinji, that breakdown between Shinji and how he perceives everyone around him. I don't know, that seems really interesting, although I really want to know what happens to the others. So, this project consists on everyone on Earth having this same meltdown as Shinji's having? Is it though? Because that way everyone would be feeling whole? I think this is really weird. This looks like a cult suicidal pact because it's like, if I'm not wrong, last episode we were shown Misato and Ritsuko being just dead. Like, we all die in the end and our consciences, I don't know how to say this. This happens to me every time. I don't know if it's consciousness or conscience. I think it's consciousness, but I don't mean like to regain consciousness, but their own conscience. So I don't know how to say it. 1 second. So, in order, what I was saying, I totally lost my train of thought. So what I was saying is they do they have to die in order to have the instrumentality project alive? I'm sorry if I'm not making sense. I'm trying to read at the same time. So the part of Misato last episode, the part of Misato that was screaming that she didn't want Shinji to see that, is that her doing Kaji? I think so. I think it is, but I'm not quite sure. Because we could see it censored right now, their hands, but now also the beach was censored. So what's happening then? Shinji's so afraid to be given up on. Why was there blood in her pillow? What's happening? Fuck the struggle between feeling useless and trying to get people's praise, not to get praised itself, but just to boost your own confidence and like yourself more because you think people will if people like you, you must be fine. Looking for acceptance just to accept oneself is really sad. I know I'm focusing a lot on Shinji and maybe not that much on the other ones, but I know I want to stress this. It's like people praise him when he does things, so he feels like he's worth something because he doesn't feel like he is. So it's not like he wants others to feel like he's worth, he wants to convince himself that he's worth. Pretty much like Asuka does. But Asuka wants to be independent, Shinji doesn't. That's the difference. Finale. Take care of yourself. That's his mother, right? I was just so entranced that I didn't even realize it was his mother. She seems so drained. I hope she's recovered as of right now, better than she was in that tub. Although I don't think we're going to get a happy ending for any of them, honestly. I I feel like this is touching me so much because I feel like Shinji many times, whereas I try to close myself and I indulge into um, not listening to anything around me and trying to close myself. I act like if I don't recognize life passing by and time flowing, it isn't. So I feel like I'm safe in this space until I'm ready to come out, but time is actually continuing flowing and people don't wait for you to come out of your bubble. So you can't actually do like Shinji or like me and just ignore everything going around you. Like if I don't look at it, it doesn't exist. If I don't acknowledge people around me, my relations with them, if I don't respond to WhatsApp, I don't acknowledge that time has passed, that I need to answer them because it's been so long. So I don't know how to put it, but I really get that, the feeling that you just want everything to stop while you fix yourself and not feel like even when you're trying to fix yourself, you're wasting the time because people can't stop when you stop. So time will continue flowing. If I'm not wrong, every drawing is less and less detailed here. Like everything's losing detail and boundaries. It's like, again, I'm really sorry to stop it like this so much, but I feel like if I speak over a single sentence, I'm going to miss the entire point. But it's like continuing what I said before, and hear what they're saying. It's like the anxiety of knowing that you're on your own, that you have to choose for yourself what you're going to do in your life, is like, or can feel like, being dropped in the middle of the ocean, the high seas, in an instant. You don't know how to float, you don't know how to swim, and you're just drowning in endless possibilities. And the anxiety of everything you could be doing and knowing you're not doing a single thing is so crushing that I'd rather be told everything I should do, be told what I'm going to eat, be told what I should do this afternoon, what job I'm going to have in the future, because right now the fact that I can have any job that I want, kind of, you know what I mean, means that I'm 26 and I'm recording videos on YouTube instead of looking for a job because I can't quite grasp time flowing around me, just like Shinji does. So I get that sometimes the less boundaries you have, the more anxious you feel because that freedom completely nullifies the ability to choose and to do. So hard to put into words, and hope I'm making sense. Wait, why does everything seem so slice of life? What's this music? What's happening? What's... I'm back. Sorry, I forgot to plug the computer, so let me go back. So what's happening? Aren't we in the end of the world? Or something similar? Isn't this the third impact? Your childhood friend. What do you mean? Do you know each other from before? What kind of alternate life is this? He naked? Oh shit! Pen! Why is he Wait. Was that the morning wood? It's morning! It's not on me! Wait, are these Yui and Gendo? Are we living... I mean... Uh... Was everything these past 25 episodes before this just a dream? I really doubt so. I think this is the alternate reality, but... Paso con... Okay, no, I'm sorry. I was trying to fish something here, see if I could learn anything or if there was any kind of lead here, but I don't think there is. Why does he seem so shady even when we can't see his face? Is this the reality he wants to live in? Did everyone get an eternal Tsukuyomi? No, not eternal Tsukuyomi. Or was it Naruto's technique where everyone just lives an eternal dream of their most ideal reality? Is this a reality built by Shinji's instrumentality project? I think was the name. Is it right? Oh shit! Oh! Wait, she has so much personality now. I mean, it's literally her first sentence, and I can already tell she has here more feelings that she's had for 25 episodes. I love it. I mean, I love Usual Ray, but I love to see her this chill. The cute new girl. Uh, Real quick glimpse. These people. Yeah, I'm so happy that he's friends with Toji and Kensuke even in this reality. I think you can say that. Misato-san, right? She's the only one who can do that. Misato-sensei. Wait, is she the teacher? Who's Ritsuko, the nurse or something? Look at it. Now even Shinji is enticed with her. That's so nice. Not that he now is aroused by her, but the fact that he's so normal and so the panty peeper. You deliberately gave Shinji a peep show. The music is so good here. It, besides the opening being an amazing song, it fits here so well. This version. I'm sorry, as I said, one thing I say and I completely missed the sentence. I don't really agree with that, but I'll go with it. That's it, man. You don't need to change now. You need to just accept that maybe there's a different possibility and that just will shatter everything. Just a small change in your perception. I'm getting goosebumps. Look at it. Even my my beard is completely up. Holy shit. Um so I was saying just the fact that you can change it a bit, just a single bit, your perception on what makes the world this tragic can change it so much. Everything can be so different. And he just took that step. Wait, is this the ending? Is it gone? Are we done with Evangelion? Forever? Shit. I'm so glad that he's okay now, but what's going to happen now with everyone else and with the world? We just saw instrumentality project for Shinji. Now he's whole, he feels much better thanks to instrumentality project, but what's happened to the world and everyone else? We saw Misato and Ritsuko F, so I don't know. They seemed pretty dead. But was that just an illusion? I think Kaiji is dead too. I don't know what's happening now with everyone else and the angels and the rest of the world. Are we just going to leave it here? After everything, what's most important is Shinji's mental state, which is actually pretty important. Don't get me wrong. Oh, shit, shit, shit. So that was it for Evangelion, guys. Neon Genesis Evangelion. We're done with it. That was the finale and that was so good. Although I'm so confused, what happened to everyone else then? What happened to the world? Will it end? What happened? I guess I'll have to watch the movies to know, or are there spin-offs? I think there are several other Evangelion-related shows, but I don't know if they're actually like this show or maybe remakes or remasters. I don't know. I don't know if there's anything else I should react to in regarding Neon Genesis Evangelion, and if I'm clear now to look up what's happened on these last episodes and just to clarify and make sure that I got everything. So, first of all, an amazing show. I didn't expect to love it this much, especially because even if this may sound petty and lame, I don't really enjoy old shows because I'm a really big sucker for music and animation, although I love the plots and everything, but I really love animation and music. That's why, for example, I think Fire Force is so underrated. It should be a crime. But I never expected that to like this much an old anime. So it was so complex and profound. It's like it went from 0 to 100 all of a sudden when we were finishing the Angels. I think when we got to the orbital drop, not the orbital drop, sorry, the orbital mind raping laser, I think that was probably the beginning of the end of what made much sense, but plot twists are usually something that I really look up when I watch a show or a movie. So this complete mindfuck and mind blow that have been these last two episodes is something that I completely appreciate, although I would have probably loved a bit more of context. So if the show would have been, for example, 2 more episodes long, maybe we could have gotten a less cryptic message, although maybe this was the intention, that everyone could get a different thing, or just to keep it this cryptic. I don't know. But I've been speaking for so long that I think it's enough now. There are so many things that I'd like to say right now, but if I began speaking about the whole show, it would be like at least 3 or 4 hours. So we can do it maybe on a different day. I can speak a bit more about the show on a different video. I can record a video on my thoughts, but I think I'm going to drop it here. Thank you so much for visiting my channel and for staying to the end of the video and the show. And I really hope to see you in the next episodes. So, peace out.